The sugar industry has been lying to you. They've been lying to me. They've been lying to us. They've been lying for a very long time. This is a 5-minute journal review. This is called Sugar Industry and Coronary Heart Disease Research, a historical analysis of internal industry documents published in the Journal of American Medicine, Internal Medicine. I'll put the citation below. This is a legit document. This is actual journals that we're talking about here. This isn't just hearsay. So, a couple things that you need to know. What the researchers did was they compiled all these correspondences and lots of research that's been done since the 50s. Right? In the 1950s, coronary heart disease started to skyrocket, and it caused a lot of physiologists and nutritionists to say, hey, what the deal? Why is this happening? Let's do some research and figure it out. Well, today, coronary heart disease is the number one cause of death globally. The number one cause of death globally. Listen to that again. The number one cause of death globally is coronary heart disease. So this is a pretty big deal. In the 50s, they started doing all this research, and 2 scientists started to come out as being like, these are the guys, right? They figured some things out. First guy's name is John Yudkin. The next guy's name is Ancel Keys. They had conflicting research. John Yudkin said, hey, it's not fats that are causing coronary heart disease. It's not dietary fats. It's actually dietary sugar. And Ancel Keys had the exact opposite. He said it's actually fats that are causing coronary heart disease. But at this time, the sugar industry used this as a great opportunity to say, you know what? Fats currently are at 40% of the American diet. If we can use this to cut this down to 20% where they think it should be, we can gain 20% market share, take 20% of fat out, add 20% of sugar in. That means millions and millions of dollars for these people, right? This is a big deal. So what does this paper say? Well, again, they took correspondences between the Sugar Research Foundation and different professors, and what they did was they did a literature review called Project 226. This is the Sugar Research Foundation. They paid nutritionists and they paid physiologists to do research, and it was really, really sketchy, and they had their hands in it the whole time, and that's what this article talks about, is how much influence they actually had. And in the 60s, during this Project 226, that's when this happened, they paid these scientists and said, hey, yeah, do some research, do a literature review, and then write a paper on it, and we'll pay you half now, and we'll pay you half later, once it gets published. So we're not going to pay you the second half until you do your job, the job that we want you to do. So as this project kept getting pushed out because more and more research started coming in corroborating John Yudkin's, the guy that said sugar actually causes coronary heart disease, not fat. And again, this kept getting pushed out, and then finally it got published, right? What was not disclosed was the reviewers and the funding of this research, and they found this out much later. Right? This article came out in 2016, a few months ago. What they found was the Sugar Research Foundation funded this Project 226. That was a literature review, and they were part of the review process to get this thing published. So of course it's going to say what it is that they want to say, or they wouldn't have it published. So what's really going on here? Does cholesterol really cause coronary heart disease? Well, after everything I've been saying, you should know the answer is no, but it's actually yes. And it's very important to note some distinctions. It's serum cholesterol. It's serum triglycerides. That means cholesterol and triglycerides that are in your blood. That doesn't necessarily mean from dietary intake of cholesterol or fats. What that means is if you have a bunch of fat in your blood, yeah, that's gonna clog some arteries, and you're gonna get coronary heart disease most likely. But what all this research in the 50s, John Yudkin and that whole group, what they found is that sugar increases triglyceride levels in the blood, hypertriglyceridemia, that's what it's called, and it increases cholesterol levels in the blood. It's not necessarily carbohydrates, it's sugars. So starches don't have the same effect. What they found was sugar increases all the stuff in your blood that's going to give you coronary heart disease, and the sugar industry back in the 50s and 60s used that to say, yeah, see, fat is what causes you to have coronary heart disease. So ask yourself some questions. How much sugar do you actually eat? This low-fat, high-carb diet, it's not necessarily bad, but high sugar is always going to be bad. High sugar is going to give you coronary heart disease if you do that for a long period of time. This is a 5-minute journal review. check this article out.